Namaste. Welcome to our spring Yogini Yoga sadhana. My name is Megan and I'll be guiding you through this practice. So let's come onto our seat and then our back on our mats. Bring the knees together, feet nice and wide, so we're in a constructive rest pose with the palms open to the sky. Softly close the eyes and start to deepen the breath into the belly, the lower ribs, the upper lungs. Just make the breath as full and as potent as you can without strain or too much force. Take your left hand to your right side body, just by the lower ribs. This is the area of your liver. And today's sequence will be focusing on the liver meridians. So as you breathe into your left hand and your liver, just pranifying, bringing some awareness, some healing energy, and all-encompassing breath. This is a powerful practice if you're working through any detoxification or cleansing, or perhaps just removal of addictions. So you're going to bring your hands down in line with the shoulders, lift the knees over the hips, ankles in line with the knees as though you're sitting in a chair. Squeeze your knees and your ankles together and exhale your knees halfway over to the right, and then inhale them back up to center. Exhale them over to the left and inhale them back to center. Exhale over to the right and inhale to center. Exhale to the left, inhale to center. As you exhale, you can optionally extend the top leg from now on, kicking it over towards the opposite hand and up a little bit. You can keep going in that rhythm with both knees bent or the top leg straight, exhaling side to side. Or very last option is to straighten both the legs, making it much more intense as you reach the toes towards the opposite hand. Just helping to start wringing out our abdominal organs, activating our abdominal core, and freeing and lubricating the spine. Next time you exhale, bring the knees into the chest, hug your forehead up to the knees to traction the spine for a moment. Take your hands to the backs of the legs and start to rock and roll, keeping the chin tucked in. And if that doesn't work for you, you can just roll to the side and then rocking all the way up to sit and coming into table pose on your hands and knees. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and then slowly lower down onto the elbows so they're underneath the shoulders, taking your hands to opposite biceps to check in. Bring the wrists back in line with the elbows and then inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and exhale, tuck the tail, navel, chin to chest. As you breathe in, lengthen the spine, open the front body, look up with your eyes. And as you exhale, pull from the navel, relax your head. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale, coil through the spine, freeing the neck. As you breathe in, lengthen, open the heart. And then as you breathe out, take your left arm over to the right. Bring the head and shoulder down and then stretch your right arm towards the top of the mat, gently pulling the right hip away from your right shoulder. Look where it's most comfortable and start to breathe from the navel point. If you want to go a little deeper, you can lift onto those right fingertips and start to spin the belly and chest open a little bit more. And then slowly bring the right elbow back down in front of the head. Press into it to lift onto both elbows. Breathe in, open the heart. And as you exhale, thread your right arm over to the left, head and shoulder come down. Even onto a block if the ground is still feeling a little far away for you. Then the left arm slides forward, left hip glides back into the socket. Maybe finding the fingertips, or you can even leave the elbow down in front of the face if that feels more supportive today. Breathing into the belly, long deep breaths, self-massage for our abdominal organs. And left elbow in front of the face. Inhale up onto both elbows. And as you exhale, find your way up onto the hands and back into downward facing dog. You can do it on the elbows if that feels better for your wrist today as well. Nice gentle inversion. And we're going to step our feet together and inhale to float the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, look forward between your hands, and then lower the left knee down if you need to and help your right foot up to the top of the mat, or just step it right up. Lower the left knee down, and both hands are on the inside of your right foot. You can stay here on the palms, lifting the chest open, or if you need a little bit more space, you might find your fingertips again. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and look forward as we connect into the right hip and the front line of the body. So working, as I mentioned, through our liver meridian. I'm going to bring the right hand to the right thigh, gently press it away. Look over the right shoulder for your last couple of full deep breaths. So the element of this meridian, or the liver and spring, is wood. We're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot, toe heel the foot to the center. Slowly take your back foot in so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Straighten out the right leg, turn the toes in so you have lots of support. Reach the left arm up as you breathe in, and then exhale, fold over your right leg. Press the hips forward, tailbone down, and start to breathe into the left side waist. So when our liver chi or wood chi is weak, we can feel a little indecisive, feel a lack of direction in life, or even stuck. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your left hand down to the ground or a block, reach your right arm up, and then from there, inhale, lift the right leg up, and exhale, tap it down. So inhale, lift up, and exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Next time that you exhale, bring the right hand down and slide the left foot in, knee towards the left wrist, right foot back. Point the toes or keep the foot flexed, and lift back up onto the fingertips so you're in pigeon pose. You can walk your hands in as close to the right hip as you'd like. You can open the left foot up a little bit more, or perhaps you can tuck it underneath your left hip for support if this isn't feeling good for the hips or knees. Keep lengthening through the back body, opening through your front body. And just notice if there's anywhere in your body where you feel a little stuck. And bringing the hands down, we're going to lift up and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg back up towards the sky again. And as you exhale, slowly bring your foot up to the top of the mat, lowering the back knee if you need it, and helping the foot up so it's between your hands. Lift up onto the fingertips so that you can soften the hips but lengthen the spine. Keep the length in the spine and begin to slowly crawl your hands up onto your right thigh. Lift the lower belly and slide your right hand to your right hip. Inhale your left arm up, and as you exhale, tip your body over towards the left, and you can keep your hand on your hip or bring it down onto the block or even the ground. Keep rotating the belly and the chest up towards the sky as best as you can, breathing into the left side waist. So part of our meridian of the liver runs up the side body. Inhale, reach both arms up over the head, lift the chest. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Turn your back foot in like a flipper again. Flexing the foot, slowly walk towards the side of the mat so you can bring your right knee down, flex your right foot, and you're welcome to fold the edges of your mat if you need to. Lower onto your forearms so you're in frog pose. And if you find that this is a little hard on your knees, you can always point the toes and bring your feet a little closer together to relieve any pressure. Keep intending your hips back, your chest open, relax the head a little bit. The other part of our liver meridian runs from the big toe and up the insides of our legs to the groin. You might be feeling that now. And crawling back up onto the hands. We're going to turn back towards the top of the mat so your left knee will lift, your right leg will go straight behind you. So you're facing in the other direction. Both hands can move out of the way so that your left knee can come back down and your right leg can stretch back into swan or pigeon pose again. You can stay up on the hands or come down onto blocks on the ground on your forearms, or maybe stretch the arms all the way out and relax your head on the back of your hands or onto the earth. So if our liver chi is congested or stagnant, we can feel over-controlling or even anger, resentment, and irritation. So we want to free some of that energy running along by using these poses that pranify. Bring your hands under the shoulders, ripple up slowly, and then as you exhale, find downward facing dog again. From downward dog, bring your feet together. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So our left leg floats up as we breathe in. And as you exhale, step your left foot up to the outside of the left hand with support if you need it. Bring your right knee down onto the earth. Lift up onto the fingertips and soften the hips into our dragon pose. The other thing I tend to experience if our liver chi is congested is that we are workaholics or have addictive personalities. So as I mentioned, a great practice today if we're working through breaking any addictive habits or patterns, even within our thoughts. Bring the left hand towards the left leg and then press the thigh away. Look over the left shoulder, drawing the right shoulder back into the socket for a couple more deep breaths. And soon we're about to invoke one of the most powerful goddesses for supporting that release of those addictive thoughts or habits, Kali Ma. So you're going to bring your left hand down, walk the foot towards the center of the mat, lift the chest a little so you can turn the back foot in again. And then we take the left leg straight, turn the toes in and place the foot down. Hands on the hips, lengthening the tailbone. Inhale your right arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, tip over a little or a lot. And look where it's most comfortable. So that might be up or to the side or even down. Allow your eyes to soften, your breath to be full and deep. And starting to pranify right side of the body. And as you inhale, come back up. As you exhale, bring the right hand down, left arm up. Get stable here, looking down if you'd like to support the balance. And inhale, lift the left leg up, and exhale, tap it down. So inhale, lift it up, and exhale, tap. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. Left hand will come down. We're going to slide into pigeon. So our knee opens, now externally rotating the hip, and then sliding the left leg back behind you and walking your hands up towards the right hip as much as it feels good for your lower back. And you can always rest your hip on a block here if you need a little extra support so the muscles can relax. And draw the shoulder blades onto the back, lift from the sternum. And take some deep breaths here right into the liver, one of the biggest organs of our body. So remembering from the beginning of the practice, it's on the right side, back by the lower ribs. So from here, you're going to bring your foot forward and come into a lunge for a moment, breathing in, knee high or low. And then exhale into downward facing dog. And we start to invoke a little bit of Kali here with a cleansing and purifying Kriya. So you're going to bring yourself forward into table pose. You can leave the knees up or lower them back and down, and we start Kapalabhati, so a fire breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth if you need to, pumping the belly as fast as you can. Breathe in fully, shift the weight forward, and exhale, lower all the way down slowly to the ground. Point the toes back behind you. Bring your hands back behind you, clasp your fingers, relax the head as you draw up through the spine, pulling the knuckles back, thumbs off the bum if you can, and then maybe if it feels right, lifting the legs. Deep belly breaths, stretching back through the knuckles and the toes, Shalambhasan. And then as you exhale, softly release to the earth. Bring your hands under the shoulders. Inhale to table pose. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale back into table and exhale into downward facing dog. Bringing the feet together, slowly inhaling the left leg up to the sky. And then exhaling to bring the left foot forward between the hands, right knee to the earth. Crawling up the spine, and then starting to walk your hands to your left thigh, lift up from the lower belly, lengthen the sides of the waist, and slide your left hand to your left hip. Inhale your right arm up, and as you exhale, tipping over to the left with your upper body, and your hand can stay on the hip, a block, or come down to the earth. So sadly, Kali has always been known as the fierce, almost demonic goddess. But in reality, as you inhale, come up, and exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Turn your back flipper foot in. Left knee comes down, so we come back into frog or maybe tadpole if you need that. So feet closer together, pointing back. Just be mindful of the knees, come down onto the elbows, soften into the pose. So, as I was saying, Kali, the destroyer, this is one of her most potent aspects. This is the beauty of one of her most exciting energies, is that she has the ability to help us transform that anger, transform that addiction into pure consciousness. So we start to come back into a lunge to the top of the mat. So the left leg goes straight, the right knee comes forward, and then we find our way back into pigeon pose, where we walk forward, lower down, perhaps onto the elbows or all the way to the ground, using any supportive blocks that you need. Full deep breaths. So Kali, the divine essence of Mother that helps us let go and recycle that energy so that it's transformed. Bring the hands under the shoulders, slowly inhale back up. And as you exhale, find your way into downward facing dog. We come back into that kriya of plank pose with Kapalabhati, knees high or low, whatever you need today. Keep pulling back through the heels, forward through the chest, and begin. Inhale fully. Exhale, lower slowly to the earth. Again, point the toes back, lift through the heels, embrace the fingers, or if it's available in the body, take your hands to your heels. So either Shalambhasan with your knees bent, fingers interlaced, or exhale up into Dhanurasana or bow pose. Feel free to rock and roll front and back on your belly a little bit to massage the lymph system here if you want. Keep reaching through the toes, pressing the feet back into the hands, and then exhale, release. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale onto the hands and knees. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana to hop through and sit on your bum for Navasana or boat pose. Keep the knees bent for this one, hugging shoulder blades onto the back. As you exhale, lower into half boat. Use the hands behind you if you need to for support. Breathe in, and then exhale, release to the earth. So this is part of our Kali Kriya. What we're doing next, you're going to lift the head and shoulders so you can see the screen. We're coming into half boat again, but you have options. Bringing one hand behind the head, leaving that same heel down, lifting one leg and extending one arm, and then switching sides. So this is good if you have any low back issues or injuries or abdominal core issues going on. If not, lift your head and shoulders, lift both legs up, reach your arms forward, and we start that breath of fire again, breathing in and out through the mouth through the nose. You can also bring your hands behind your head for support if you need it. Keep pumping your belly as fast as you can. Breathe in deeply and then exhale, release. And feel the potency. That was only 30 seconds. Maybe breathing out through the mouth, a little fire breath. Sticking out the tongue like Kali again. And preparing for the second round. So when you're ready, lifting everything up but the lower back, maybe taking hands to the back of the head, one hand, leg at a time, whatever you need, pumping the belly as fast as you can, and go. Breathe in fully. Exhale completely. Again, inhale. And through the mouth, sticking out the tongue. Inhale. One more time. Draw the knees softly in towards the chest. And take the knees towards opposite shoulders. If it feels right for your knees and your body today, you can come into full happy baby, lifting the ankles over the knees. Again, if you'd like, rocking side to side a little bit. So Kali, the goddess of purification, of destruction, ego, habits, patterns. Lowering the ankles, bring the knees back into the chest, roll off to the right side, taking a couple of deep breaths in fetal pose. And then as you're ready, bring yourself up slowly into a comfortable seated position. And we're going to be here for a few minutes chanting the Kali Bija, which is cream. I always start with Om Shreem so that I call in that creative force and potency to help support the transformation of change and her energy, the creative transformational energy. So if you don't have a mala, no worries. Rest your palms on your thighs, close your eyes, and you can chant out loud or silently with me. Softly at first, allowing the energy to build.
Om Krim, 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 Om Krim,
Letting your hands rest if you are holding a mala. Palms open on the thighs, eyes closed. Just allowing your full awareness, your whole heart to rest in the power of that transformative energy that isn't outside of you, but you have within you. Knowing that Kali only destroys so that she can recreate. And what she destroys are the ego, our ignorance, our patterns, habits. So we bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the earth. Just moving anything that's in your way down into the earth, letting it go to be recycled with her support, so that you might shine just a little bit more brightly from the inside. Bring the left hand over the right, join the tips of the thumbs, bow the head, its humble servant to the heart. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.